There's been a bunch of news with Mad City recently because one of the developers has actually been communicating with us on stuff coming soon and progress and how things are working, which is awesome. Transparency finally back in Mad City, it seems. And I've made a lot of shorts on all of this, but I thought making this one video, kind of a news roundup video dedicated to all of the stuff that's been announced recently, is actually a pretty good idea. We're going to start from the oldest news and then we're going to go into the latest news, so let's jump in. So the first piece of news is actually under this seemingly normal tweet that Mad City wrote saying that they've enabled double XP, and someone replied to them saying, any chance season 3 is close? We got teased about it back in July and still nothing about it yet, which is true, but luckily now we do have a little bit more because Mad City did reply to this person saying a snowflake emoji. Lots of people have been saying that this snowflake actually means Christmas, it means December, it means it's going to be around that time, but I don't want to be all negative, but it doesn't mean that. Snowflake could just mean winter. Winter ends on March 20th, so we've got any time between now and March 20th until it could release. So providing this is accurate, it could take months. I'd expect December, but don't get your hopes up too high if it doesn't end up happening. Now, the next few tweets are all from one developer, Maximum ADHD, one of the programmers working on Mad City. The first piece of news that we got was actually under a Degree tweet. Degree in this tweet was basically being Degree, let's be real here, talking about how Mad City is just not really communicating, which is true, I can agree to this. And then Max replied with 3 different tweets. Max said that they don't do release dates just in case they can't meet those deadlines, which is understandable, but again, a little bit disappointing. Max then says in the next one that we're aiming for the middle of December, expect it to be a kind of winter-wide rollout of new stuff, which he didn't really explain the stuff, he just says stuff, so we don't really know what he means by this. I would assume, if I had to guess, I would say probably season 3, I'd say maybe even trading as well, and a winter event. I think those 3 things are kind of the most likely, so definitely this month we are going to see some things, so expect some more Mad City kind of update content coming soon, I guess, as well as just standalone game updates. And now for the big one, the big tweet that Max has talked about, which kind of made me make this video because this is pretty crazy. He says that he wanted to write up some thoughts on Mad City as it currently stands, consider this an open dialogue. There's a lot of problems that are going to take a lot of time to fix, but I'm committed to seeing it through and talking to the community, which is already just amazing. The way I see it, we have really good guns, vehicles, most heists, and there's so much untapped potential in the game. Where we seem to fall short right now is with the core game loop. I did cover this yesterday in my video talking about why Mad City is dying. You can check that out in the iCard. I said that it's very repetitive. It's very easy to just kind of get bored of the game right now because nothing's really changed since the wallet system. And then before that, nothing really since Chapter 2's release, which is just kind of a concern. He says that he's been fighting to bring the good things to the forefront and he's happy with the work that he's been doing, but apparently it hasn't been enough to drive up our player count and retention. They're missing something crucial and they want to plan together to fix it. In my opinion, as I covered yesterday, I think that it's linked to transparency, linked to communication, and really linked to hyping this stuff up because there's just not really any announcements. If you haven't got any announcements, then how are you expecting to get players? Because no players are going to know about these updates. I think that's kind of a big issue that they should work on fixing as soon as possible, and it's not that difficult to do. You can add some timers to the game or maybe even just on the game icon like we've seen with other games. He says that he's really tired of people feeling disappointed by our updates. He cares a lot about the game and wants to see it thrive, but ultimately I can't promise the Christmas event is going to be anything special. I just don't want the game to sink before we can turn it around. So this is kind of the first ever mention of a 2023 Christmas event. I kind of think we all really expected it to happen, but we didn't actually quite know. It wasn't even confirmed, but this confirms it. He then asks the community what they think would drive them to come back and enjoy playing the game more. He wants some crazy takes. He wants to understand what made Chapter 1 magical and how far they are from really reinstating that reality and that magic of Chapter 1. Brandon here suggested the map and how he wishes it was kind of bigger, kind of like at the start of Chapter 2. I personally really liked the Chapter 2 map on the release, but I understand why it was shrunk down for optimization. It makes sense. Max said that he'd love to see a bigger map again too. For a while, the thing that's been holding us back was performance issues, but I'm starting to get a grasp on what's needed to fix those, and I have lots of stuff cooking, and we are going to cover some of this stuff a little bit later on in the video, so stay tuned. This person called Average Roblox Players talks about the prison and where is the stone prison. That's kind of a big part of the game that they enjoy, the prison system, and then Max replied saying that the stone prison has been on the back burner, but I want to get it released. I don't really think that's a surprise, to be honest. It got announced over a year ago and it's still not in the game, so I'm actually really glad that we actually have this information. Max wants to make it release, so I'm sure that it's going to release next year, and if it doesn't, then we can all just cry together. I'm going to leave a link to that tweet in the description down below so you can actually write down your takes under Max's tweet. Basically what you think should be improved in Mad City. What do you want? What would make you play the game? Is it cheaper vehicles? Is it a new map? Is it Chapter 1 return? Throw that down there and maybe even you'll see it and maybe even reply to you. So as we just covered, optimization is a big part of the game that Max has been working on, and he says that the performance optimizations he's been working on are starting to pay off. I've made it so code that runs when stuff streams in out is throttled. This significantly reduces the lag spikes. Now you can can see that he's kind of driving around and it's pretty solid. There's not really any noticeable FPS dips as well, so this is actually pretty encouraging. And our latest update for optimization is this. He says he's bullying his setup to stress test Mad City's performance upgrades. So as you can see, he's got Roblox Studio on kind of the Kleigen right now. So basically you can see the entire map. It's pretty graphically intense. Playing the game on the left, and then he's got a YouTube video down on the right. And he's got a bunch of applications open on the bottom as well. And it seems to be holding pretty well. So now the final thing is with phone apps. There are brand new phone apps that have actually been found in Mad City. I want to give a huge credit to Wonky, who joined my Discord server. The link is in the description. You can also join. And posted this in the images text channel saying, oops. And he found this image. So there is a trading hub app module and there is a trade app module. So what does that mean? So if you're experienced with this channel, you probably know me and you've probably already assumed that I know what it is. And yeah, I do. So if you hop into Mad City, this can be a public or a private server. Open the chat and type in /console. This is actually a command that you can do as a normal Roblox player on any Roblox game. This will actually open up the developer console. And this is actually useful for developers on Roblox games to test errors, test bugs, and make sure everything's working smoothly. And obviously Mad City, to a surprise of absolutely no one, has a bunch of errors in this output here. We've got 34 errors. And some of this stuff is actually really interesting and kind of shows some things off, which is pretty surprising. It mentions a premium shop with a mega crate. Premium shop, could that be Roblox Premium? Could that be a brand new Game Pass coming soon? I'm not sure. It also talks about a infinite yield, which is an error for Roblox, for the refunds. So maybe this means that we're going to get some vehicle refunds. Maybe if you buy a vehicle, you can actually refund it as soon after you bought it, maybe. But then the main one is near the top. We have 3 things here. It says app button, and then it says that it doesn't have an app module, and this is for the inventory, the trading hub, and trade. Obviously an app button, pretty self-explanatory, that must be linked to the phone. All of these 9 things here are app buttons. So that means we're going to get 3 new apps. We're going to get trade, inventory, and trading hub. But we know that the trading hub is actually a place you'll be teleported to that's separate from Mad City to actually access trading. So why are all of the buttons been linked here? I think what they're doing is just testing out some stuff in the background of Mad City while updating the game normally to make sure trading is working efficiently. I don't know, but I think the Crates app will be replaced by the Trading Hub app, and you can click on the Trading Hub and you can join a trading server. Then I reckon that when you join this trading server, you can actually go into the phone and there is a brand new layout of apps. Inventory is everything that you have in Mad City, and trades is pretty self-explanatory. I think it's to start and to accept different trades. I don't know, but I think that makes a lot of sense. It does make sense for them to go down the route of using the phone for kind of trade requests and viewing the stuff that you own. I think it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think that pretty much explains what they're doing with the trading. So there you go. That's everything regarding Mad City. We've got some news regarding Season 3's release date, the optimization changes, potential release for the Christmas event, and maybe even Chapter 1 and trading, who knows, as well as 3 new phone apps coming to Mad City as part of the trading update. That is basically everything. If you've got any questions, drop them down in the comment section because I'll make sure to look at them and reply to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so we can hit 10,000 subscribers. If you want to check out my previous video, that's right there. I'm talking about why Mad City is dying. The player count's been going down recently, and I came up with 5 reasons as to why I think that has been happening. So I recommend you check out that video right there to hear all my thoughts and points, and I'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is DMD, and as always, peace out.